Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends, as we start a brand new year. So let's see what's happening, my guides. Talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus. My guides, early January. What's going on with my friends here? Please and thank you. And I hope you're all appreciating the continued Christmas decor over here. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so there is a lot of mental action around all earth signs this week. That is a big vibe I'm picking up, especially with this one. It's an odd piece of imagery, right? We have this woman with the tree growing out of the top of her damn head. But before we fully dive into that, because it could be a lot of different things, this first card. If you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So as I said, we see this lady here, and she has the tree growing out of her head. There's fruit bearing on the tree. There's also books and a lot of literature around here. So of course we could think of a lot of mental activity, which is something I see a lot in Taurus readings, right? You guys are very much mentally active individuals, but this card is a bit different. It could speak of education, learning new things, okay? Whatever it might be. So there's like taking information in and learning about it. But a big thing with this card is somebody having great creative ideas. So for a lot of Tauruses in this time, just know if you're having good ideas or your imagination is flowing, the creativity is flowing, it could really bear fruit. That's the thing. Like this tree, it's not a barren tree. This isn't mental action for no reason. This is somebody with really, really good positive ideas. So I love when we start off a reading with this, because it's not just someone like daydreaming for no reason. Really good energy around education and coming up with ideas. Really good. Another thing I always say about this card there are also undertones of communication with the books and stuff. So we'll see if that shows up in the reading itself, whether it's messages or talking. We'll see what's up. But let's just place her down right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Let's see what's happening here, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Taurus, early January? And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. The energy seemed very good for a lot of you. The reading was titled An Explosive Win. There was a lot of fire energy. There was some air energy mixing with it. And it seemed like things had a lot of possibilities for Taurus. So just know in the coming days and weeks, regardless of what this reading says, there's a possibility for things to really bounce your way. So let's see what we have for you this week, though. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get it going. Let's get 3 cards out here for the Taurus collective, please. Yeah, but last week was absolutely a nice type of reading. Okay, pardon me. So this explosive energy is still in the mix. And another thing I will say, all Earth cards had so much karmic energy, and you're starting off with a karmic card as well. Let's get a couple more, but this is starting with a boom, very similar to Virgo. We have Judgment in position number 1. Very, very powerful energy here. Temperance, complete opposite. Both are angelic. Okay, how beautiful does that look right there on the screen? We have Archangel Michael and Gabriel. They're hanging out. They're chilling with each other. Let's get you one more. Let's see if we have any more angels in the mix for you. Thank you. Okay, Page of Swords. So I'm watching something with this little page over here. So yeah, Taurus, we have definitely an interesting reading to uncover this week. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I have to mention, we have these powerful angelic major arcana right up here in the front end. Totally different approaches, though, where this one is very much change-based, transformation, go, 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 go. Temperance is like stomping on the brakes. So we have like different energies, different approaches. We have this Page of Swords watching on, so it could be watching a situation or see how something goes. So let's start building this story out piece by piece, because I feel like there's a lot of layers for us to uncover this week. Air energy, fire energy, it's still in the mix, so that explosive energy is still here. But position number 1, we have Judgment. As I said, it has Archangel Gabriel on it. So when we get a lot of angelic cards, to me, that does speak about spiritual protection, specifically with Michael over here, the defender. But Gabriel is a card of the messenger. Of course, Judgment could represent literal decisions, literal choices that you might have. But to me, this is Plutonian type of energy where something is about to shift, something is about to change in a very fast, sudden type of way. And it's explosive still. It's like boom type of energy. We're starting with a bang, we're starting with a kaboom. And it is very much karmic as well. Okay, so whether it's karmic situations, cycles, warnings, wins, rewards, we'll just have to see. It's such a big subject that we can't really break down completely in one reading. But if you're not making a choice or a decision or a literal judgment call, this card is change-based and extremely transformative. So we're going to want to look into that further for sure. Now, moving to the center, the complete opposite. We have Temperance. Now, this card could represent a Sagittarius in your life. Maybe you have some Saggy placements yourself. And when I see Temperance, it's not just about waiting and stopping. Of course, it can be. This is a card of somebody trying to practice patience, somebody waiting, like waiting and see. Let me wait and see how this shakes out. And it's not in a rush. It's very slow. So maybe this is advice from Spirit, or maybe this is literally what you're doing. You might be in a holding pattern or waiting on something here. This is also a very creative card as well. Notice what Michael is doing there with the cups. It's like alchemical. So yes, not a lot of action going on, but something's being created with this card as well. So when we see these angelic energies, like there is something coming, right? There is something being made. There's something coming here. But once again, super protective, extremely angelic type of energy. And I love that for you in this time. So just know, if you're going through a good time, a tough time, whatever type of time you're going through, the angels are with you, the guides, the spirit team, they're all over the place in this week's reading. And I wouldn't be shocked if we get more within the spread itself. Now, moving to the back end, this is where we get a little bit of a curveball. Because remember, like these two have completely different approaches. It's like go, 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 slow, so slow. We have this page that is a watcher. Now, one thing I always say about pages is that they are communicators, they're students. So just like this card from very early on in the reading, learning, picking up new information, there can also be communication with this card. Now, the one thing with the Page of Swords, if you're not connected to an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is that it's a little standoffish. This page does have its guard up, so you might have your guard up. Maybe someone you're connected to has their guard up. This is the watcher of the tarot deck as well. So when I see it looking at these angels, there might be a situation, there might be a problem, or there could be something that you are watching. For a portion of you, maybe there's someone keeping tabs on you. That's a big possibility that we'll explore when we get further into the reading, when we clarify it, and we'll really need to. So either that's someone keeping tabs on you, maybe you're keeping tabs on someone else or a situation. We'll just have to see how it all plays out and just knock the cards off their bearings. Let me get it all fixed up for you real quick. But yeah, Taurus, I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Judgment here. Archangel Gabriel. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Judgment time. Another thing that I'm pointing out here, with a page, with Judgment, Gabriel is like the messenger of God, the creator. So we have a lot of communication happening here between Gabriel and a page. So we'll see if there's any messages or talks. But you got to connect dots like that when you see it in a tarot spread. So why is Judgment here? Thank you. Wow. Wow. The 11-11 card, 4 of Wands here in the upright. Beautiful. This is big. There's something big coming in for a lot of you. This is a beautiful type of energy. Once again, very universal. This is called the 1111 card. Often I see it when Spirit is trying to talk to you, when Spirit is trying to send you signs, synchronicities, and especially under the messenger archangel here. So for a lot of Tauruses, pay attention. There could be massive omens out there where Spirit's either trying to direct you in a positive way or warn you from another. Big omens here, okay? Especially with the number signs, so numerology and seeing repeating numbers and stuff like that. But another thing with the Four of Wands, it's celebratory. It's happy. These people are partying it up and they're living it up. So for a lot of you, there could be some like really amazing, good or exciting news coming in for a lot of you. It doesn't just have to be coming in from an angel, my friends. This could be change for the better. So I like it. Another thing with the Four of Wands is that it's very stable. It could represent the home and household. So there might be situations involving that tied into all this energy. But right here, when I say, please pay attention for the signs, synchronicities, and omens, it's like blatant. It's there for us all to see, especially if you know tarot, you know what I'm talking about here. And yeah, the exciting news, I'm feeling a sense of excitement with it right here. So it seems like we're bringing some of that good energy from last week into this week. So if you're going through a tough time, there could be good turns coming in for a lot of you. Let's go in on Archangel Michael, though. Let's see what messages we have there. Beautiful. Just keep your eyes open for the signs and synchronicities from Spirit. Big omens here. Big, big omens. So why is Temperance in the mix? What do we have Temperance here for? This is just such a spiritually tapped in type of reading this week. Okay, you might need to let something calm down a little bit. We have the Five of Swords underneath Temperance. This could be somebody that might have temper issues. Okay, one thing I know about Tauruses, right? And I know a lot, right? I get along very well with Taurus energy. It's very difficult to push them to the point where they're legitimately angry. But when you do, when you push a Taurus to where they are actually angry, you need to watch out. Okay, so if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, please don't corner them. Don't push them too far. That's what this is telling me. Like, you need to let something calm down. You need to let your Taurus blow off some steam or just like process something. That's a big possibility. But the Five of Swords is a conflict-based type of card. In its worst sense, it could represent somebody that's a little narcissistic, a little cold, a little mean. So for a portion of you with Temperance clarified by this Five of Swords, it could be somebody really trying to heal themselves from a very difficult individual that may have done some damage on them. But the big thing I'm picking up here is somebody needs some time to cool off in a very big way. So whether it's you, whether it's another person, somebody needs to take a breath and somebody needs to cool off a little bit. Like, it's a straight up simple type of message. Like, don't fight against something too much. Don't try to force the issue. And especially if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, please don't ruin their peace. Like, I just got that message. Like, don't mess with the Taurus's sense of security and peace, right? That's not going to turn out good in this time if that happens. Let's keep moving forward. Okay, take that as a little warning, if you will. And if you're a Taurus, if you're going through some tough things, or even if things are okay, your temper might be a little more heightened than it normally is, okay? So let's see what that page has to say. See what I mean? It's like we're getting totally different things here. That was an interesting alignment there. So let's see why the Page of Swords is in the mix. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadows. So what's this page doing? Why is this page in the mix? Okay. Two of Swords. Yeah, who is this that thinks they're slick right here on the back end? We have the Two of Swords. Now, of course, I could take the simplistic message and say, yeah, no, this is somebody they're a little confused, or they're indecisive, or they're really dragging something out. For a portion of you, that might be the case. But the Two of Swords and upright underneath this Page of Swords, it's giving me like secret agent type of energies, right? I'm not trying to make you nervous or anything like that, but just know you might be under someone's microscope, or you might have someone under yours, right? You might be just keeping tabs on somebody. Now, that doesn't have to be in a weird, creepy way, but when I have a card of mystery with the Page of Swords, it's somebody keeping tabs without letting another person know that they're doing it, okay? Could Spirit be protecting you from this individual? Possibly. But I don't feel like it's major nefarious type of stuff. Remember, I said it from the beginning. We have these two angelic energies and the page watching this situation. So eyes are on here. Okay, so whether you're keeping tabs on someone else or someone's keeping tabs on you, it's showing up quite clearly here on the back end. And this person thinks they're doing it in a very slick way. Like I said, it was giving me like secret agent Like that song, Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent Man. For some reason, that's popping up. So take that however you will. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, my friends. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So yeah, lots of different twists and turns in this week's reading, Taurus. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we do have Judgment with the 4 of Wands in the upright. Big omens, massive omens from Spirit. Literally, Archangel Gabriel sending you those signs. So watch for the signs, synchronicities, and omens. Very powerful. And I don't feel like it's negative. For a lot of you, I do feel like there's like this layer of protection here. You are being protected. You are being guarded and watched over. It's very reassuring and nice. But aside from the signs, a lot of you could receive some really good or exciting news in this time. Moving to the center, we have the Archangel Michael in Temperance with the 5 of Swords in the upright. Some of you might be healing from a cold individual or a narcissistic individual. That's absolutely possible here. But the main thing I was picking up is if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, don't mess with their peace or don't mess with their feeling of stability. Don't push them too far in this time. And if you're a Taurus, you might need to let something calm down or let someone calm down and unwind, because this does feel a little bit tense. You just don't want to push anyone too far in this time. On the back end, we have the Page of Swords with the 2 of Swords in the upright. Sure, it could be someone that's a little indecisive or dragging their feet with something, but the main vibe I was picking up is obviously somebody keeping tabs or watching. It's there. Not trying to say it in a creepy way, but it's in the mix. It's there. Once again, there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of air. There's explosive energy. There's some unpredictability in this week's spread. It's all good, though. So please take a screenshot of that. Look into it further. There's a lot more messages in there. Let's see what we have in the shadows for you. So let's see what's in the shadows for Taurus, please, my guides. As we start this week off, what's going on? And yes, you know, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow card does not have to be a challenge all the time. So let's get you one. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it in the comments below. It is a beautiful way to support the channel and my mission here, and I greatly appreciate all my members. I really do. No pressure, though, right? Let's get you a shadow card. What's happening for Taurus? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we do have a card of strategy here. We have the 2 of Wands. Not a bad energy, not a bad card in the slightest. And whenever I see the 2 of Wands in the shadows, it is Spirit asking you to really take stock of something. Now, 2s in tarot represent partnerships. It could represent decisions, being at a crossroads. To me, this card does speak about actual planning. So for some Tauruses in this time, you need to strategize and plan what your next steps are going to be. That's important. No impulsivity when this card shows up in the shadows. Another thing I do have to say with the 2 of Swords in the main part of the spread, now we have the 2 of Wands in the shadows. And Judgment, yeah, maybe there is somebody around you that is very indecisive or that's gumming up the works, okay, with their indecisiveness. Watch out for that energy in this time. But there is something around planning and strategy here. And I'm not, once again, I'm not going to give any like creepy, scary messages with it. It is what it is. But whether it's the need to plan or there is somebody strategizing or making plans, it's showing up here for you this week. Also, travel and distance. You might need to take a trip of some kind in the very near future. So Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The January subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the December subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on New Year's Day, January 1st. But for the January subscriber surprise, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. Once again, it's one of my favorite new decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, in the year 2024, what is one of your biggest goals that you were shooting for? If you don't have one, maybe take a second to think about it. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of January, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.